Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. How are you? Let's make it public as usual. Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everybody doing? Hope everyone's doing well. I am doing fabulous. I'm doing fantabulous. I am excited. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Let's get the show public. Let's make it public. Let's make it public. Edit privacy. Boom, it's public now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H, some people call me Havis, some people call me Terrence, and some people call me Mr. Bardui. But if you're from Point Michel, aka La Puente, aka the Commonwealth of Dominica, aka Whitey Kubuli, aka Tall is her body, you call me Little boy. That's right, little boy. That's my nickname. And those of you know me from back in the day call me that. So welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Terrence. Dominica made me, Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. As we start, let's get a little music to get you in the mood. I'm in a mellow mood tonight. I'm in a mellow mood. So we're going to play some mellow music for you before we play our theme song. Let's get you in the mood. How does that sound? Some smooth jazz. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. It's Terrence Bardui. Where's my mellowness? It's gone. How you doing? Let's start it over, man. Welcome, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence, wherever you're watching from. Miss Pitch Goodwill, I can see you on the line. Welcome to all of those watching. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Yes, yes. I'm feeling mellow. I'm feeling good. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. I hope you've told somebody tonight. Join on the line. Trying to look for some shout outs. Get some shout outs tonight. Tell everybody to tune in. Yes. Yes. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Health is wealth. $1,000,000 legacies. Fix your credit. Get your credit right. As people come into the room, make sure you tell somebody, welcome, 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 welcome. Tuesdays with Terrence, Shala Puente in the house. I want to say welcome to those of you who have tuned in so far. Welcome, 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 welcome. I feel mellow. Summer's here. The sun is out. It's hot. And it's Tuesday evening. You're with Tuesdays with Terrence. Welcome to the show. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're having a great week so far. I am so far. Man, the resolution on this laptop looks so good. I feel fine. Caramel. See all that caramel? That's why I'm playing smooth jazz tonight, because I'm feeling good. You see all that caramel? Chocolate! That's what I am. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Tell a friend, like and share if you feel like it. If you don't feel like it, it's all right. Like and share. All right. Let me stop. Welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. My name is Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Mr. Bardui. If you're from Dominica, it's Mr. Badwil. Badwil. And if you're from La Puente, Point Michel, you call me Luku Boy. That's for little boy. And that's where I'm from. That's where I claim. That's where I hail. Dominica made me. Boston raised me, now the South sustains me. Whitey Kubuli, tall is her body, man. That's who I am. That's where I'm from, and I don't take it for granted. I might tonight. I might sing. I love beauty. I love splendor. I too also sweet and fair. Almost surely gazing in wonder. Oh, you didn't think I know my national anthem, huh? If I left almost 50 years ago, I still know it. Welcome to the program, everybody who's tuning in. I hope you're having a great week so far. I'm having a great week. For some reason, I'm feeling myself tonight because the resolution on this laptop, I mean, I look so good. I mean, I feel tan. I was walking today in the sun. I feel good. And the resolution on this laptop makes me feel like $1 million. There's some people watching, and I'm going to see if they're on. If they're on, I'll give them a shout out. Oh my gosh. Atlin Pittman, all the way in St. Martin. Good evening. Petra Cabon, Saka Fed, bonsoir. I blew your mind with my Isle of Beauty, huh? Delphina Leblanc, did I blow your mind with the Commonwealth of Dominica national anthem so far? And oh my gosh, I have one of my youngest clients who's watching right now. She's 15 years old. Shannon, welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. It's so funny. Tuesdays with Terrence, you can watch it on Bardui Financial Services. You can watch it on Havis Bardui, which are my Facebook pages. You can watch it on Twitter at HTB964. You can watch it on LinkedIn at Havis Bardui, in parentheses, H. Terrence Bardui on LinkedIn, and on Bardui Financial Services on YouTube. So some of you may have family and friends who's not on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn. They can watch on YouTube, Bardui Financial Services. Shannon's watching right now, and I want to say welcome. Thanks so much for tuning in, Shannon. There's a lot of other things you could be doing. I know you're getting ready for camp, summer camp. You must be excited. You're a big-time sophomore now. You're not a freshman anymore. You're growing. So glad that you decided to tune in and watch for a little bit. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I know your mom's watching as well. So thank you so much. And all else watching, oh my, Thomas Bravinia, Sakafet, Jean Pebouche Sakafet, welcome. As you guys can see, the resolution on this laptop is looking really nice. I'm looking at myself on the laptop, and let me look on Facebook on my phone. For some reason, I'm feeling chocolate, I'm feeling caramel, I'm feeling good, and I can see it on my on my screen. So thank you so much for those of you who tuning in tonight. Some of you, as usual, I can't see you. Okay, if you don't make, some of you like to be anonymous, and that's okay. Alvin Vasa, welcome, sir. Alvin will be an agent of change. That's correct. Yes, you will be. Karen Williams, all the way in La Pointe. You know what? I'm mad at you. Hold on a minute. I have to move from the screen because I'm mad at Karen Williams, my cousin. She's in La Pointe. Look at that. I move away from the screen. I see you eating all of those in Dominica, and you're not texting me not one. And Ted Papao. I thought we were family. All that mango I see you eating, all that Grafton Julie mango you eating there, send me one. Girl, you and Farry, enjoy Dominica, Mr. Jermaine. Enjoy Dominica. Have a good time. Eat tamawele zen, soursop, mango, kashima, everything. Eat everything for me. And when you come back to Canada, you can tell me about it. So enjoyed it. You're laughing, huh? I know you're laughing. I had a little mango there. I said I wanted to show, so I'm glad you're watching a little bit. Welcome to the show. There's a lot of things you could be doing tonight. A lot of you guys, you could be watching Netflix. You could be watching the All-Star game in baseball. Some of you could be watching movies and other things, but you decided to spend, the next about 50 minutes with me, and I don't take it for granted. I am so grateful that you guys have decided to watch a little bit with me and spend a little time with me. I don't take it for granted. I'm so excited. Just before we play our theme song, I want to give a shout out to who else I see up there. I got to give a shout out to. I want to make sure I shout everyone out. Some of you I can't see you, but some of you I can see. Well, like I said, I'm feeling myself tonight, so I might be a little mellow, because I'm feeling chocolate. You see the caramel, see the Black Tuesdays with Terrence, Jella, Point Michelle. I see 3 Point Michelle girls on the line tonight. So that means they're supporting their Point Michelle brother. And I really, really appreciate that. I know there's something else you guys could be doing. So thank you for tuning in. But just before we play our theme song to start the show, health is wealth. I'm going to touch on that a little bit. And then we'll talk a little bit about $1 million legacies. And then we'll touch a little bit about fixing your credit. And we'll talk about a great text. I made a post about it I got from one of my young clients as well. And that means a lot to me when people share their successes with me. Usually, a lot of us, we like to see negativity, but I like to see positivity. I like to hear when people are doing well. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. So let's play our theme song as we start the show so we can move forward. So if there's someone who should be watching, call them, text them. And for some of you who like to like and share, now is a good opportunity to like and share. So here goes, theme song. That's from Jean Lapointe, Miss Maynard Thomas, my baby sister, Point Michelle girls. I hear this sweet, sweet in the waist. I don't know, but we'll find out. Let's go. Yes. It's a private joke. Maynard Thomas, aka Man About Real.
Family, come as you are with just your heart, and I'll help you win. Are you rejected or hurt? To me, you're worth much more than you put in.
I don't need no superstar.
Now I don't need no superstar, 'cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be denied, 'cause I'm satisfied with the help that I can provide. You don't have to be rich family to be on my show. You don't have to have $1 million family to be on my show.
Boom! That was Miss Maynard Thomas, all the way from Snellville, Georgia. A Point Michelle girl. She was singing and telling you, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be a star, you don't have to have $1 million to be on my show. So welcome to Tuesdays with Terrence. Some people are usually just tune in for a little bit for 2 minutes and they run away, and that's okay. And when I first started the show in February of 2020, I used to get upset and mad that people were not supporting. But now I've gotten to the point where I've grown, I've matured. And there's some people who religiously watch the show. So I'm going to let you know that tonight there are 3 people who religiously watch, 4 people who religiously watch my show. As a matter of fact, they apologize to me in a text when they can't make it. And those 4 people will be receiving, it's in production by next month or September. So Tuesdays with Terrence shirt. They will be receiving one. That's only 4 people. Everybody else, you got to purchase it yourselves. If you want to know, you can DM me and you can purchase it, because just like you support Nike and Michael Kors and Coach and all the other brands, you can support Tuesdays with Terrence. Now it's not a lot of money. Some of you making $100, $200, $300, $400, $500,000 a year, you can afford a Tuesdays with Terrence. Support the brand. As a matter of fact, last 2 Sundays ago, I was in the DMV in DC, Maryland, actually, Oxon Hill, and I was in the mall, and I was coming out, and this lady said, "What is Tuesdays with Terrence?" And she kept looking at my shirt, and I said, "Tuesdays with Terrence is my brand." She said, "Your brand? What do you do?" And I said, "Well, I help middle American families with non-traditional financial concepts of income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation." She's like, "Wow." She said, how can I follow?" And I said, Facebook, you can go on Facebook and watch me. You can watch me on LinkedIn. You can watch me on Twitter. You can watch me on YouTube. And also last Wednesday, I was in South Carolina, Greenville. I went to visit my best friend. We had a long, candid conversation. And he looked at me and he said, "Man, that looks nice." And he kept telling everybody, "That's my best friend. He has his own podcast." I was feeling like I was a big shot. And this lady, I went to the car to get something, my business card to put in my pocket. And this lady said, "What is Tuesdays with Terrence?" And I told her the same thing like I told the person in Maryland. I said, "That's my brand." She said, "Your brand of what?" I said, "I teach non-traditional financial concepts to middle American families on income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation." And the funny thing about it was, when I said that, she says, "Wow, I'll have to follow you on Facebook. I took some pictures with her and her husband as well, and I shared it last Wednesday on my page. You can go and look at that if you'd like. But that's what I do. Um, I'm responsible for this brand. Like I said, when I first started, I had no clue what I was doing. The show was raw. If you guys remember back in the day, I was doing it from my phone. The background wasn't professional looking. Like right now, I look like a CNN. You can see my numbers scrolling. So you're like, who's that? Someone say, how you do that? Well, yeah, I'm growing. And it's a great opportunity for me to say, because my business is growing, I'm selective in who I choose to become my clients. Now, I'm not the advisor for everyone, and I understand that. I want to help everyone, but I cannot help everyone. I'll give you a quick story. I was given a referral last week by a client I've known, someone I've known for about 16, 17 years. And that person said to me, I have this guy that I want to refer you to. He used to be engaged to my daughter, and they gave me the 411, gave me his name, address, phone number. So I called the individual and, we were talking. And for those of you who know me, let me get a drink of water. Excuse me. For those of you who know me very well, that's the doorbell. I can't get that doorbell, but I believe my assistant will get the doorbell because I can't be interrupted at this moment. But it's one of those things where I got a call, and then we were told, the guy told me some information, and he was like, you know what? Um, he wanted to be the alpha male. And those of you who know me, I'm very strong and confident in what I do. Okay, you got to be very careful with me. In every conversation I have as a financial professional, I am going to dominate the conversation. And let me tell you what I mean by that. When I say dominate, not overpower you, but I'm the professional, I'm the licensed one, I'm the one who's teaching you. So you got to be willing to learn, teachable, and willing to move on. If you're not that, I can't help you. If you know everything already, well, I'm not the guy for you. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. As I continue to do this podcast or this Tuesdays with Terrence, I've realized it's not everybody I can help, and there are some people who need my help, and some people don't need my help, and some people will never admit that they need my help, and that's certainly fine. But the way we work this thing here is it's basically we take it one step at a time, one client at a time, one client at a time, not two, not three, not four, but one client at a time. One of the most important things we can do in our business is to be great advisors. I want to mention something to you. I made a post and I said this, right? I said this. Let me go back into this and look at it real quickly. This is what I posted. I said, let me make sure I have it down right. I want to make sure I say it correctly. I don't want to say it incorrectly. So you guys might say, oh man, he's saying it wrong. This is what I posted. And I said, I am a trusted advisor. I don't sell insurance. I'm a trusted advisor. I don't sell insurance. I help you acquire what you need. That's what I am. I'm a trusted advisor. I help you acquire what you need. So one of the things I've learned is to now that I'm getting more proficient in what I do and more comfortable, I'm quite selective. I'm not for everyone, and I understand that now. And everyone's not for me, and that's cool. But there's people who watch what I do, and they go somewhere and they do something, and I applaud them. That's fine. I prefer you do it with me, but the knowledge that you're learning from me, as long as you're securing your financial legacy, I'm cool. Because one thing I'm not gonna do is when you all send me those GoFundMe's, I don't participate in it. I get blind. I'm like a blind mouse. I can't read. I can't see. I can't hear. For uh, critical illnesses, chronic illnesses, and God forbid, I don't want to be morbid, but if someone passed and I get and the people know who I was and they know what I do, you guys can have a fish fry and a bake sale, because fish fry and bake sales don't create legacies. All they do is they help you get some money for burials, and we're not talking about burials. We're talking about living benefits. I want to teach people about concepts they can use while they're alive. So that's one of the things I value about what I do tonight. So let me take a quick look. Let's take a quick look tonight. Someone said I got the crocodile syndrome. I don't know what that means. my my hands are short. I got I got crocodile hands. I can't reach my pockets, right? But let's see what the markets has done. Um, we started this year. The first 3 quarters of the year, we were in a bull market. It was very bullish, but the first 2 weeks of the third quarter has been a little bearish. Bulls are good for the markets. Bears are not so good. All right, and that's something I post as well. You can see that on my page. But let's see what the markets did today. Hallelujah. For those of you who have stocks, bonds, mutual funds, your 401ks, they all did well. The Dow Jones was up 317.02. The Nasdaq 75.22 and the S&P 29.73. And stock futures are a little change as well for tomorrow. So I guess maybe the June CPI report is showing that things are going to be slowing down. But the important thing about this is I don't worry about the markets. Neither does my clients, because they participate in the gains of the market. They're not in the market. When the market does well, they do well. When the market is tanking, they don't lose a penny, because what? Zero is the hero. Remember that. Zero is the hero. Some of you might say, what do you mean by zero is the hero, Havis? What do you mean by that, H? What do you mean by that, Terrence? What do you mean by that, Mr. Bardoui? What do you mean by that, Mr. Badwill? What do you mean by that, Luku Boy? What I mean by that is, if I gave you $20 or I lend you $20, when I see you and the time is up to pay, I want $20. If you want to give me 25, 30, 40, 200, I'll take it. I don't want 1999, Mavle 1950, Pabamo 1918, 15. Don't give me. I want 20 or more. And the point about it is the same thing with my clients. If you start using some of the concepts I'm talking about, zero is the hero. That's your flaw. You can't go below zero. And too many of us has lost so much money. Someone sent me a text today. Actually, they made it on my public post. I'm not going to call their name, but it's on the post. And they said that they wish they met me a few months ago when they were looking, or maybe last year, earlier this year, when they were looking for an advisor because their 403B was taking a beating. And I wish I met that person as well. But I did say to them, if you want an unbiased second opinion, I can review what you have. There's no cost to you. And also, don't hesitate to contact me if you need my help. And when I get texts like that, those are the positive ones that I get really excited about. Good evening to Miss Elizabeth Bardoui. Good to see you. My cousin, Sakafet. And Karen, sexiest Sakafet. How you doing, Miss Chocolate? Good to see you. You see, the only one chocolate tonight. I'm caramel chocolate. See how fine I look in my Tuesdays with Terrence Gare, Jean Lapointe. But anyways, as we start tonight, 2 things. I said we're going to talk about 3 things and call it a night, and you guys can go to bed. All right. The first thing we're going to talk about is health is wealth. For those of you who follow me on social media, you see that I go walking a lot. Sometimes I don't go all the time because of my schedule, but I go walking and I do a live. I do a Facebook live, and I encourage people to walk as well. And you need to do that. A lot of people need to understand the concepts of health. Life insurance has to do with morbidity, how long you live, insurability, your sex, your health. And it's really important that you have good health. Now, some of us may have been born with a challenge. We can't help that. All right. And some of us, but some people say, well, my mother had diabetes and high blood pressure and cholesterol. Well, I don't care if your mother or your father had that. Those things are reversible with diet and exercise. I'm not a doctor, so don't come giving me medical information. I know for a fact that's reversible. There's a documentary on YouTube. It's called Forks Over Knives. Forks, a fork over a knife. A knife. You cut with a knife and a fork. You don't need to cut, right? Forks over knives. Why don't someone put that in the chat? Forks over knives. And you guys need to go watch that documentary. And if you have, diabetes, high blood pressure, all those things, man, you can reverse if you want to. because a lot of people don't want to. A lot of people want to feel like they like to depend on the pills, right? I remember I did a show last year with the indigenous bushman about um, erectile dysfunction, ED, and some of that stuff can be reversed too for some people. You have to change your diet. You have to change certain things you're drinking. Maybe it's alcohol, coffee, all those different things. There's certain things you can do as well. But people don't realize it's really important that you got to be healthy. Let me tell you something. There are 392 plus members in my church. And those people are vibrant. They at every prayer meeting, every church service, every Sabbath school, everything. And and their mind is sharp. And if I'm going to live that long, I want to be that sharp. I mean, they may not be able to walk as fast as I can or as fast as some of you all, but they're very sharp, and it's not that they don't have any health challenges, but the health challenges that they have still allows them to function. And I'm so proud of them. And I've seen some pictures of people who are doing well. And that's my desire for each and every one of you as well, that you want to be healthy or should be healthy by what you're doing, right? You got to think about your health, man. And listen, I want to make it clear. Those of us who have some health challenges, right? I understand. Some of us may have had some stuff that couldn't be helped. I'm not talking about you. You got to listen to your doctors and do what you got to do to maintain. I'm talking about people with basic stuff that can be changed. Man, if you have some heart issues, and follow your cardiologist's advice. But if you're eating meat all the time, that's blocking your thing, I'm not telling you all to become vegans like me. That's not my thing. All right. Although I'd like to see the whole world become one, it's not gonna happen. But watch what you eat, man. And like my face getting fat. You see, I'm getting fat, so I need to watch what I eat as well, right? And I gotta make sure I exercise and stay within the guidelines, because if I had you all know already, if I had a six pack, you see, I was 6 months pregnant right here. If I had a six pack, Tuesdays with Terrence would be tattooed on my chest, and I wear beer shirt when I do my program. No, so that's a joke. But the point I'm trying to make here, folks, is this: my allergies are killing me. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that you got to make sure that you take care of your health, because the only person who can take care of the future you is the current you. I'll say it again. The only person who can take care of the future you is the current you. So the only person who can take care of your future self is your current self. So don't wait, till there's some people, they want to wait till, they like retired and they sick like a dog and then they want to start doing stuff. No, man, you can't do that. You can't do that. Karen says she like her meat. I hear you, Karen. I don't tell you not to eat your meat, All I'm telling you is like in moderation. Like the people who drink alcohol or wine and stuff. You can't be drinking 2 bottles of wine every night. You can't be in the club every weekend dropping Hennessy shots every day. You can't do that. You can't. And the reason you can't do that because you got to think about your liver. You got to think about stuff like that. And then when you get sick, and I don't want to hear, I only live once. We all do. But I want to live while I'm living. I don't want to be living sick. All right. And I'm not telling you guys, I want to make it clear. I'm not telling you guys should be vegans. That's not my thing. And those who know me very well will tell you I'm not one of these vegans who preach to people and say, oh, you eating that? You do you. You do you. But remember, there are consequences for your actions. And when those consequences happen, and someone told me, well, someone told me your grandmother lived to be 103 in Dominica, and she eat beef, and she eat jello show, and she eat poisson, yeah, she did. But then again, back then, those people, their stuff was organic. All the stuff you're eating right now, is, I don't know. I don't want to preach health like a doctor. That's not my call. My call is, even though you're eating your meat and your stuff, take your walks. Those of you at work, get your steps in. If there's escalators, take the stairs. Now, if you have a medical condition, consult with your doctor, obviously. But instead of taking if you got to go 2 flights, if you're going 50 flights in New York, you work in New York City, you have to go, you might not be able to walk 50 flights, but maybe you can. If you can come to work really early and walk up your 50 flights, you might be sweating and smelling, right? But the point I'm trying to make here, folks, don't take me out of context. What I'm saying to you is live your life, but make sure you get your steps in. That's all I'm saying to you. All right? Understand what I mean. I'm not here preaching to anyone, telling them what they have to do. Good evening, Miss Valda, Mary Peltier, Brady Sakafet, and Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth Bardui, my cousin. I think I said hello to you. And all the others in there, folks. Get your walking. I know Delphina Leblanc, she likes to walk. I think she walks daily. She walks in the morning. I think she exercises at night, you know. And I need, sometimes I walk, but yesterday I walked twice. Today I think I walked 1, 2, I think I walked maybe 6 miles today or more today in the hot sun. And I'll tell you a story about my walk. Actually, I'm not going to tell you the story. I'll post it on Facebook so you can go back on my page and watch it. So remember, health is wealth. And that goes good for, because remember, life insurance, they check your what? Your health records. There's the MIB, the Medical Information Bureau. And that's where they check to see, what you've been doing. If you're not going to the doctor and you're an adult, that's suspect to them. It's not that you're sick. It's suspect. They're going to do blood, urine, do a paramed, all that stuff. They want to know about medication and all that stuff you take it. But if you're going to the doctor every year, if you're an adult every 2 years, I did something for one of my colleagues last week. She doesn't have a traditional doctor. She does holistic health. That's what she does. But she did something year before last, and we did something for her last week, and she was instantly approved because her medical information is current and up to date. They can see that. So it's really, really important, folks, that you do that. So remember, health is wealth. I do my health talks. So if you're healthy, you can create a legacy for your children and your grandchildren. Whether it's 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, 3, whatever it may be, create it. Because I've said it many times, and I said it today. Some of us were not born rich. Some of you on the line may have been born very wealthy, but not me. But I know, God forbid, something happens to me, my children, and I'm not a grandpa yet. When my kids get married, I'll wait for them to get married, and then I'll be happy to be a grandpa then. I'll make sure that they teach their kids that they got to do the same thing, because I've put stuff in place because they're my legacy. My children are my legacy. The Bible says in Proverbs, a wise man what? Leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And the great Billie Holiday sang the song, Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child who has his own. So make sure, folks, you're passing down generational wealth. You're teaching these concepts to your children. Don't get me wrong. We have family secrets and stuff that we teach our children, but why don't we teach them generational wealth? Let's do like the Rockefellers. Those of you who live in New York, you've been to Rockefeller Center. Some of you have been in New York 20, 30, almost 40 years, right? But guess what? Those families, they're never going to run out of money. The Waltons, the Rothschilds, the Kennedys. Why? Because they created generational wealth. So yours may not be millions and billions, but how many of you right now, and you don't have to show a show of hands either, that God forbid something happens to you, you'd want your children and your grandchildren to have a great legacy. If that's you and you haven't put anything in place, you should be contacting me. And don't tell me it's too expensive. No, it's not. There's different kinds. You can rent it till you can be able to afford it. Like renting a home to like a rent to buy. You can rent to buy, to own permanently if you want to. And you can do that. Beth Amato, good evening. My beautiful client all the way in Palm Coast, Florida. All the things that I'm talking about tonight, I'm not talking about you, Beth, because you've done all of it. You've done income protection, you've done debt elimination, and you've done legacy creation. So I'm so proud of you. That's one of my star clients right now. Her and her family, they've put some stuff in place. And remember, it doesn't matter who you are or where you are. The information that I share with you guys is always, always, always free. It doesn't cost you a penny. Now, I can't elaborate because I would have to get personal. And nobody needs to know Beth's personal information, and Beth don't need to know yours as well. So that's how it works. So that's my health is wealth segment. Now we're going to go to $1 million legacies. There is someone that I'm working with right now who asked me, how much does it cost? And this individual has 2 kids and they're going through a divorce. I've known them since the Boston days. I've seen them since they were a little child. They're an adult now, grown. And I said to them, God forbid something happens to you. Yeah, the father's there, but what about your responsibility for your kids? Because right now you're responsible for them. What if you can't work? What if something happened to this individual and they can't work? Well, it's not the ex-husband's responsibility to take care of them, because if you go through a divorce, you've gone through a divorce, there may be alimony, there may not be alimony, there may be this, there may not be that. We don't know. But, it's not their responsibility. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility. And those kids, yes, it's both of yours kids. But right now, in some families, people co-parent, and in some families, when there's a divorce, only one parent is functioning. I have clients who's like that right now. Only one parent is functioning. So my point is, you got to secure that legacy of income protection. So, for example, I sent this person an illustration for $2 million. And I showed them that if they can't work and they have a critical or chronic illness and severe, a category 4, they have access to about $1.5 million of income they could use. And if they're terminally ill, they can get about over $1 million. If they're terminally ill, that means you have 24 months or less to live. To secure your legacy, put stuff away for your kids for college, pay off your home, your cars, eliminate your debt, all these different things. And people always say to me, you know what? It's too expensive. No, it's not. Good evening, Joan Isles in H-Town. How are you doing tonight? You must be at work. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying cool in the hot weather. It's not too expensive. The important thing is that you got to do what you can afford. You got to do what you can afford. It's not. Some people have a $200,000 house. Some people have a $300,000 house. People have a $400,000. Some people have a $500,000. Some have a 6. Some have a 7, or 8, or 9, a million. It's what you can afford. Some people have a 1-bedroom apartment. Some people have a 2-bedroom. Some people have a 3. It's what you can afford. Some people rent a room. It really doesn't matter. It's what you can afford. And if you love your children, like you claim you say that you do, secure that legacy today while you're healthy. Most of the times when people contact me and they're urgent and there's an urgency, something is wrong. Something is wrong. I've said it many times. We all have one of those, a phone, right? We got a phone, we have insurance on that. We got a car, we got insurance on that. We have insurance on our homes, insurance on our boats, our motorcycles. And your most valuable asset is not even your home. Your most valuable asset is your ability to earn an income. Your most valuable asset, you all need to write that down. Your most valuable asset is your ability to earn an income. If you can't work, who's going to take care of you? Your kids? It's not your kids' responsibility. It was your responsibility to take care of them. It was. But it's not their responsibility to take care of you. Now, you have kids who are going to help and take care of their parents if they need to. And there's some be like, but the point is, it's not their responsibility. And some of you put guilt trips on your kids. Some of you may want to live vicariously through your kids. It doesn't matter. My point still remains, you need to protect you. Protect your income. Start this legacy. There's so many people I know who work. And they say, man, I got it on the job. Well, you could be fired, furloughed, quit, downsize, a plethora of things. What are you going to do then? And let me explain something about Murphy's Law. Whatever can go bad will go bad when it's bad. Have you ever been back in the day, have you ever had a job and you apply for another jobs and you get all these job offers? And then back in the day, you wanted a job, you didn't have a job and you couldn't get a job. My point is the same thing here. While you are healthy and younger, select and protect your legacy. Remember, I don't sell insurance, right? What did I tell you guys? I tell you guys I'm a trusted advisor. I don't sell insurance. I help you acquire what you need. And what you need may not be what John Doe needs. What Beth has may not be what you need. You know, what Peach Goodwill has may not be what you need. But everybody needs to put something in place. Good evening, Jean-Marie. Sakafet. You know, and all the others. Let me tell you guys. Rainy days are gonna come. Rainy days are gonna come. I will address that in a minute, Karen. Rainy days are gonna come. All right, rainy days are gonna come. All right, and when it rains, it pours. Right. So if you never save for a rainy day, if you never save for a rainy day, when the rainy day comes, what are you going to do? Put a GoFundMe on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Start calling people, texting people. People are going to start blocking you. My point is, life happens and we all have hard times, and I understand that. But I don't care if you make it $100 a week. You got to put $5 aside, something. But the key is protecting your income. Now, Karen put a very good point, and I want to address that in the chat. She said, my phone is $5 insurance. If it was 20 monthly, I would have do it. I can't afford more than that. Bravo. If it was more than 20, you couldn't afford more than that. And I'm going to use you as an example, Karen, because I've seen it on Facebook. Because you've posted it. I see you have 2 children. You've posted them on Facebook. 2 beautiful children God gave you. You got to think about college. You got to think about, if something happens to me and I cannot work, who's going to take care of them? Let me explain something to you. And I'm going to use, Karen, I'm going to pick on you, because what I'm going to say about you, Karen, is the same thing is about me as well. But I'm going to use you because you put it in the chat. My mother, my father in Dominica didn't have a phone. We didn't have a phone in our house until 1978 in March, when we moved to Boston, Massachusetts, 46 years ago. As a matter of fact, we didn't have a toilet. We had a privy, an odd house. I used to use newspaper Pubodanu. Newspaper we used to use for toilet paper. I hope Karen Williams is still watching, because she's going to laugh about the privy. Karen, you remember the privy? Anyways, that's a private joke. But listen. We had an odd house. I remember when we got running water in our house, because we had to go by the pipe right across the street from the Adventist Church in La Pointe to wash our feet. One thing you have to do, you have to wash your foot before you come in the house. You have to take a sponge bath. You wash there, cowboy bath. And we survived fine. And those of you who live close to rivers, you went to rivers to bathe, right? And it happened fine. But when we came to America, we had phone. We didn't have TV. We used to go down there was it Mr. Rupert? Whose house we used to go by down there now and stand on the stairs and watch TV in the louvers. And if there's something they don't want you to watch, they close the louvers. Or I'd go by Elizabeth Bardoui's watching, my cousin Beulah. They had TV and they had phone. Her father used to be in charge of CDC. I think it's Domlek now. And I remember my parents used to go there and watch boxing. They had phone. And I said with pride, they were the bougies, the upper class of La Pointe, you know, and nothing was wrong with that. If we needed to make a phone call, we could have gone there and make a phone call. My father was their uncle. But my point I'm trying to make is we survived without it, right? We survived without it. And in Dominica, it was a different time where even in the village, you wanted some food. Somebody, when my mother cooked, she cooked a big bomb of food, a big pot. For those of you who don't speak patois, of food, just in case somebody passed by. As a matter of fact, we had a fridge. We didn't have running water, and we didn't have sewage, but we had a fridge, and there was ice water in the fridge. And ice water was for guests. If I wanted water, I had to drink regular water from the drum or wherever we kept our water there. And then after we get our water, you drink pipe water. But as you have grown and now you are in America, and if you don't understand the value of protecting your family, this life is not for you. And it's okay. I'm not upset with someone who says to me it's too expensive. It's not too expensive. You can get for less than $1 a day, you can protect your family. You can. And you get what you can afford. Let me tell you something about me. I would rather be homeless and have life insurance to create my legacy. I'd rather be without a car and walk to work, take the bus to work, and make sure I have life insurance. Because you know what's going to happen? I have 3 children. One's 34, one's 28, and one's 23, and I love them dearly. And they are my legacy. They are my legacy. Nobody else. Now, I have other stuff in place for other people as well. But my children are my legacy. And knowing what I know now, my mother never worked. I never saw her work. When I was a kid in La Pointe, she was a housewife, and in America, a housewife. I think before I was born, she was a seamstress or something like that. But my mother was always home working. And the knowledge I have now, if I knew today, because I was a banker, I didn't know about the insurance side, my father and my mother, I would have taken some big ass life insurance policy on them. You heard me. Big ass life insurance policy on them. And I would invest in my legacy. Because my father, there's 10 kids. I don't even think, I'm not sure. I don't know how much money my father made. I don't even think my father ever made $30,000 a year. I could be 100% wrong. I don't know. But he saved. The man was a saver. Collect bottles and saved. He never begged and asked anybody for anything. So my legacy is this. I want, when my time is gone, that my children can have a legacy and pass it on to their children and their children. But if you think it's too expensive, for less than $1 a day, you can get life insurance. We spend money on going out to eat, hanging out with friends, getting our hair done, our toes done, our nails done, and nothing is wrong with that. Vacation. I will sacrifice all of those things to make sure I have $1 million legacy. Now, let me tell you this. Everybody don't have to have $1 million legacy. Some people have 2 million, some people have 500,000, maybe have 200, some people may have 100,000, maybe 50. But something to pass along. When my father died, we found out there was an insurance policy he had. He worked at General Dynamics, and they found my sister. We all got something from it. But you know what? I wish it was 100,000 a piece. But I understand the concepts, and I want my kids to do the same thing. So my daughter's doing it, my sons. So the important thing is this. I wish I could explain in more detail the value of life insurance. But if you've been watching my shows and my posts over the months and the last 3 years, the 4th of August will be February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Will be 3 years and 6 months I've been doing this. And if you don't get the concept, Tuesdays with Terrence is not for you. There's people in different countries who's watching right now, and they come and tell me, I wish I was in America. If I would be your client. People have posted it on my post. They've told me in text and they've told me over the phone. So if you don't see the value of protecting your legacy, which is your children, the show is not for you, and it's okay. You see, we make excuses and we make plans for what's important to us. So for you, if you think it's too expensive, it's okay. For me, it's not too expensive because my children are my legacy and I love them dearly. Good evening, Miss Lena Nehemiah. I'm so glad. For those of you, good evening, Esther Duran Kazemi. Lena Nehemiah made a post last week on the 4th of July. It's on my page. This woman is so much more articulate than I am. She's a professor, a nurse, a businesswoman, a public speaker, and she's my business partner. And she broke it down. She gave you 7 reasons why you need it, why it's important. You need to go watch that live. If you guys don't want to watch my lives, don't watch. Go watch Lena Nehemiah. And you see her name right there. You need to follow her on social media because she articulates this concept a lot better than I do. You see, my name is H. Terrence Bardui. For those of you from La Pointe, it's Havis Terrence Bardui. I'm a trusted advisor. I don't sell insurance. I help you acquire what you need. I help people with income protection, debt elimination, and legacy creation. And it's really important. Lena just told you, you are speaking the truth. Everyone should get life insurance. Let your life mean something. Let me tell you something. The knowledge I have today, I am sharing especially with young people and people my age. So that I'm telling you guys right now, I make fun about don't send me no GoFundMe and stuff like that. You know, something happened in Dominica. I think I would contribute. Me parla me week, not in America. No way. Nobody's in America. You could be undocumented and I can still insure you. If you have a social security number, you pay taxes and you're undocumented, I can insure you. If you're a legal alien with a green card, a social security number, I can insure you. You're a U.S. citizen, I can insure you. And even if you have some health challenges, I can insure you because we could use another family member who's healthy to insure. We can do it. Just before we go into credit, we only have 10 minutes left, 8 minutes left. Delphina LeBlanc says, I truly believe what you are saying. My son is my legacy because of TWT, Tuesdays with Terrence. I have increased my life insurance to make sure my son is okay. Good job, Havis. Knowledge is power. This person is not even in America. They're in Canada. As a matter of fact, she went to her advisor and she started telling them certain things. And they're like, who you been talking to? She smiled. She said, no one. I've been listening to my childhood friend. I haven't seen him in almost 50 years. And he's educating me on what I need to do to protect my legacy and my loved ones. And she has 1 son. I have 2 sons and a daughter. So for those of you who have children and grandchildren, create a legacy for them. That's point number 2. Point number 3. I only have 7 minutes to close my show. Infinite banking is a concept where you use cash value life insurance to eliminate debt, create generational wealth. You could use it as a bank to buy a car. I was talking to one of my colleagues in Jersey a month ago, when I was going up to Boston. They use infinite banking to buy their car. There's a client I have right now who's watching, who's used infinite banking to eliminate debt. I got a text from a client. I'm going to go to it right now. And I told you guys, I posted that text on Sunday, I believe. And it says, the person says to me, hey, guess who got a score boost? Their credit is now at 788 because they use infinite banking to minimize and eliminate some debt. And your utilization went down drastically because in credit, you got to keep your utilization under 30%. Excuse me. So this individual is a young individual too, and I'm so proud of them. This person listens to me And that's why I love them so. They listen to me. Some people don't listen to me, and it's okay. That's their right as well. And they said, hey, guess who got a score boost? And they were excited. It was like a celebration for them. So now I'm explaining to them the concept of infinite banking. When I was their age, I had no clue about it. It's been around for over 100 years. It's been around for a long time. The wealthy people do it. You take your kids to McDonald's. Ray Kroc used that to build more McDonald's. You took your kids to Disney World and Disneyland. Walt Disney used that to make his theme parks bigger. You all go to JCPenney, buy your pocketbook, your toilet paper, not toilet paper, your comforters and your sheets and your dresses and your jeans and your jewelry. He used that in the Great Depression. The pampered chef, Doris Christopher, used that. And all of those people use that. So if you're John Doe or Jane Doe and you're not using it, it's your fault. It's okay. It's your fault. But you can use it. And the people I've realized, the people who are willing to learn are the ones who are going to be successful. Listen, man, knowledge is power and wisdom is force. But it's only power when you put that knowledge into action. I got 4 minutes. Whatever your credit is, pay your bills on time, at least make your minimum payments, and then start eliminating debt. You can use it using the snowball effect. You pay off the small one first, and whatever you will pay the small one with, you put that same amount towards the second one. So you kind of double in your payments. When you pay that one off, that's why I said last month or earlier this month, you can't go on vacation and be in debt and be broke. You cannot be going to every fete, every upani pièce l'argent. You have no money. No, you got to pay those things down first. And then after you do that, I know some of you say, I got one life to live. True. But I'm not saying you don't take any vacations. I keep telling you, minimize it, eliminate it, then party like a rock star. And use that same infinite banking to pay off those credit cards and then pay back yourself. You see, when you don't pay back yourself, you're cheating your future self. We all do it. I even do it sometimes. I cheat myself sometimes. But we got to do it. I know it now. Folks, you don't have to have $1 million policy. You don't have to have, I can show you, I can go to an illustration and show you how cheap it would be for a term policy for 100 grand. Chicken feed. But you cannot be making 50 grand a year and you have 100 grand life insurance. No, that's only 2 times your annual income. What if you can't work no more? You need 40 times your annual income, 20 times, 10 times your annual income. You see, credit is queen and cash is king. So you use cash value, life insurance is king, credit is queen. And then, you 788, you 800, you 850, whatever, you 700. But you can't have credits in the 5 somethings because you're going to pay an arm and a leg for everything. Some people will decline you. And you all keep applying for stuff that you know you don't qualify for. Build your credit up and then you can apply for stuff. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. You don't know what the Joneses did. I'm going to make a Dominican joke. Good evening, my big sister, Miss June Badwill. She doesn't like me to acknowledge her, but I'm going to say good night to her. Some of all you have to make bomb. And choose all. Boom! No! Listen, man, live within your means. Live within your means. And I had a post that I put on Facebook the other day, and it said something like, someone just sent me a post. Let me see what they say. Before I continue, I want to read their post. It's part of what we're talking about. I made a post on Facebook, no, it's something different. But I made a post and it said this. Let me see if I can find it real quickly. It says, you're an adult when the most exciting thing about your day is checking your credit score. Let me tell you, folks, you don't have to have a perfect credit score, but you need to have a good one. Because the higher your credit score is, the less you pay. And the lower it is, the more interest you pay to those companies. But if you are putting that money into infinite banking, you can go there you're the national bank of you, and you can make it happen. We can talk more about infinite banking and credit and health is wealth later, but the key is this: exercise, because health is wealth. Create a legacy, whether it's a million, half a million, 100,000, something. And remember, fix your credit. I don't do credit monitoring. I don't fix credit, but there's certain things I can tell you can do. And some of the things you just have to get disciplined. Don't keep up with the Joneses. Keep up with yourself. My name is H. Terrence Bardui. Some people call me H. Some people call me Havis. Some people call me Terrence. Some people call me Bardui. Some people call me Luku Boy. If you're from La Pointe, Point Michel, you call me Luku Boy. Whitey Kubuli, the Commonwealth of Dominica. Tall is her body. Dominica made me. Boston raised me. Now the South sustains me. Good evening, Robin. Robin, this is a show you got to go back and watch. I know you just came in. All of you guys who came in late, go back and watch this. Like and share if you feel like it. I'm not going to ask you to do that anymore. It's your choice. You don't have to. I'm at a stage in my life, in my career, where you want to do it, fine. You don't want to do it, fine. You want to like, fine. You don't want to like, fine. I'm cool. I'm not mad with anybody no more. But what I do know is this. Like my mother used to say, and Junie will attest to that: don't let too late be your cry. This Jala Point, this Point Michelle girl says you don't have to be a star. You don't have to have a million to be on my show. That's what she says. Her name is Mena Thomas, aka Mena Badwill. My little sister says you don't have to be a star to be on my show. Good night. Like and share. Here we go. Good night, everybody. You see, I love this computer. Since caramel skin, I'm looking fine on this laptop. I love you. I love you, Robin. I love you, Esther. I love you, Jean. I love you, Nina. I love you, Preacher Bill. I love you, Shannon. I love you, everybody.
Family, come as you are with just your heart, and I'll help you win. Are you rejected or hurt? To me, your worth much more than you put in.
I don't need no
No,
superstar.
I don't need no superstar, 'cause I'll accept you as you are. You won't be denied, 'cause I'm satisfied with the help that I can provide. You don't have to be rich family to be on my show. You don't have to have a million family to be on my show.
Boom. Folks, as we close for the night, Mena just said, you don't have to be a star. You don't have to have a million to be on my show. That is true. I help who I can, but it's not my job to take care of you. It's your job. It's your job. And if you don't want to take my advice, it's okay. I still love you. We'll still be Facebook friends. I still like your pictures. If it's a sexy picture, I'll say, boy, you sexy, we pal. If it's a pretty picture, I'll put a heart on it. If it's a funny thing, if it's meat, I'll put a ooh, a wow. If you notice, I never like meat. I'll go, wow. I say yummy. But the point is this, folks. As you go to bed tonight, ask yourself this one question. Not two, just one question. What's my legacy going to be? I know what mine is going to be. I've already secured it. And you can as well. Lena Nehemiah said this. She said, you may have not been born rich. You may be but you could be the first one in your family to make $1 million legacy and make your family rich. You see, you have children, you have a spouse, you have a loved one. Some of you people in Dominica depending on you. Some of you people in Africa. Some of you people in the Caribbean. People depending on you. So when you die, or if you get sick and you can't help them, what you going to do? Living benefits. If your life insurance does not have living benefits, you don't want it. You need to talk to me. And those of you who don't want to talk to me because I talk too much, Lena Nehemiah is my colleague. Go follow her, hit her up. She'll hook you up. I won't be mad at her. Because as long as you take care, because what I'm not going to do is contribute to a GoFundMe for critical illness or chronic illness, critical injury, critical illness, terminal illness for any one of you who are watching my show and you live in the continental United States of America. I will not contribute. And I love you, but I will not do it because you did not plan. And those who fail to plan, plan to fail. And I say that in love as a Christian. Don't tell me God will take care of you. But this is my mother's favorite song, Be Not Dismayed. Whatever betide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you, but God takes care of those who take care of themselves. Lena Nehemiah always says this. There was no life insurance in the Bible, true. But there wasn't Tylenol either. You taking Tylenol? There wasn't car. You driving car. You own car. Who all you trying to kill now? Who all you trying to fool? I love you. My time is out. It's 9:05. Good night. Like and share. Protect your family. Protect your grandchildren. Protect yourself. Protect your legacy. You don't have to be a star to be on my show. And it's less expensive than you thought. I'm not selling life insurance. I'm a professional advisor who give you what you acquire or what you desire. Peace. But you know what? Let me read it properly for you guys. I am a trusted advisor. I don't sell insurance. I help you acquire what you need. I am a trusted advisor. I don't sell insurance. I help you acquire what you need. More people are coming on, and it's over. But you guys are coming on. I feel so blessed. I feel so nice. People are coming on. They want to hear what I have to say. Go back and watch the show. Don't watch 2 minutes of it. Skip Netflix tonight. Watch the show. Watch it on demand. And if it moves you, like and share it. If it doesn't move you, it's okay. And some of you, it may not be for you in the Caribbean or in Canada, but you have family and friends in the US. Like and share. I have to call a client now. Good night. Hasta la vista, babies. Peace.